Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my future billionaires, and even those still deciding whether to order tea or coffee for breakfast, good morning. Today we are talking about deciding your future. Now let me tell you, deciding your future is like deciding whether to marry or stay single. Both have risks, but you can't sit in the middle forever. When I was younger, if you asked me about my future, I would say, I want to be rich, famous, and handsome. Look at me now. 2 out of 3 are still pending. But the truth is, life has a very funny way of testing you before it blesses you. And deciding your future is not about having everything figured out. It's about knowing the right things to consider before you commit to a direction. If you make your decision wrongly, you can waste 10 years fixing it. If you make it wisely, you can enjoy the next 50 years living it. So let's break it down. Jack Ma style, educational enough for your brain, inspiring enough for your heart, and funny enough so you don't fall asleep. When young people ask me, Jack, how can I become successful? I always tell them, stop only dreaming about cars, houses, and vacations. Because if your only goal is to have, then your decision-making will be shallow. If you only choose your future based on what you want to have, you might chase money so blindly that you lose your health, friends, or even your happiness. Instead, focus on who you want to become. Do you want to become someone respected, trusted, skilled, helpful? When you know who you want to become, the things you want to have will follow naturally. I always remind people, money can buy a watch, but not more time. Money can buy medicine, but not health. Money can buy followers, but not real friends. When you decide your future, don't only ask, how much will I earn? Ask, what kind of person will I be if I walk this path? Because when the person is right, the rewards are automatic. Many people make the mistake of only choosing their future based on what's comfortable for them. They say, I'm good at talking, so I'll just be a motivational speaker. Or I'm good at cooking, so I'll just open a small food stall. Well, my friend, sometimes you're only good at something because you've been doing it the same way for years without ever testing yourself. And just because something is easy for you doesn't mean it's the best foundation for your future. Choosing your future is like choosing clothes. You need something that fits your body, but you also want something that makes you look sharper and more confident. If you only wear what is loose and comfortable, you will never feel the pressure to stand tall. When I started Alibaba, I was just an English teacher. I knew nothing about the internet back then. I thought server only meant a waiter in a restaurant. I knew nothing about running a company. My biggest management experience was telling my students to do their homework. I knew nothing about technology. My most advanced gadget was a landline phone. But here's the point. I knew I was good at communicating, persuading, and building trust in people. So I chose a path where my strengths could shine, but my weaknesses would be constantly challenged until they became strengths too. If you choose only based on what you already know, you'll be safe, but you'll never grow. If you choose only based on what you don't know, you'll feel lost and may collapse. The magic happens when you mix both, use your strengths as your engine and your weaknesses as your map for growth. That's how you build a future worth living. Listen carefully. The people who become successful are not the ones who just follow money. They are the ones who solve problems that matter. If your dream job or business idea is only about making you comfortable, you might earn money for a while, but you won't last. But if it's about solving a problem for many people, you will never run out of opportunities. Think about it. Mark Zuckerberg solved the problem of people wanting to connect online. Elon Musk is solving the problem of sustainable energy and transportation. I solved the problem of Chinese small businesses needing a global market. So when deciding your future, ask yourself, whose life will be better because I walked this path? What problem will I wake up every morning excited to fix? Because if you choose a future that solves a real problem, people will pay you, respect you, and remember you. This one is painful. Many of you are carrying dreams that are not even yours. They belong to your parents, your friends, or society. Some of you wanted to be artists, but your parents said, be a doctor. Now you are a doctor who paints at night and cries in the morning. Some of you wanted to start a business, but your friends said, it's risky. Now you work in an office, safe, but slowly dying inside. When I told my friends I wanted to start Alibaba, they laughed and said, Jack, you are crazy. You have no money, no tech knowledge, no big connections. You will fail. If I had listened, I would still be teaching English for a small salary. It's your life, my friend. If you fail chasing your own dream, at least you will fail happy. But if you fail chasing someone else's dream, you will be miserable and broke. Life decisions are like hot tea. If you drink too fast, you burn your tongue. If you wait too long, it gets cold. I meet many young people who are so afraid of making the wrong decision that they make no decision at all. And that is the most dangerous thing. Life rewards those who take action. Yes, think carefully. Yes, consider your options. But don't let fear of making the wrong choice make you waste 10 years doing nothing. When we started Alibaba, the internet in China was almost nothing. People told me, wait until China is ready. If I had waited, someone else would have built Alibaba before me. Sometimes the right time is now, not later when things are perfect. When you think about your future, don't only think about the next 5 years. Think about the next 50 years. Ask yourself, if I do this for 30 years, will I still be happy? If I become very successful in this path, will I be proud? Some careers or businesses may give you quick money but no long-term fulfillment. Others may take time to grow, but they will give you a meaningful life. I chose Alibaba because I believed the internet would connect people for generations. Even if I failed, I would be proud. I tried to make that happen. Opportunities are everywhere, but not all of them fit your values. If an opportunity makes you rich but takes away your peace, your honesty, or your dignity, it's not worth it. I always tell my team, we can lose money, but we cannot lose credibility. When deciding your future, make sure the path you choose allows you to sleep well at night, because there is no point being rich if you are afraid to answer your phone. Some people will confuse you. Others will guide you. When you are making big decisions, you need people who will challenge you with honesty, not just cheer you with flattery. If everyone around you says, yes, 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 you might be walking into a trap. But if you have a friend who says, wait, have you thought about this? That's gold. When I was deciding to start Alibaba, my team was small but full of believers. They were not the smartest in technology, but they were loyal, hardworking, and crazy enough to believe in the vision. Choosing your future doesn't mean you are handcuffed to one plan forever. Life is not a railway track where the train must always move in a straight line. It's more like sailing in the ocean. Sometimes the wind changes direction, and if you refuse to adjust your sails, you will drift away or even sink. The companies that survive the longest are not always the biggest or the richest. They are the ones that adapt fastest. The people who succeed in life are not always the most talented. They are the ones who can stay flexible when circumstances change. Don't be so proud of your perfect plan that you ignore reality when it knocks on your door. When COVID-19 hit, I watched entire industries turn upside down almost overnight. Many restaurants who insisted on waiting for customers to come back simply closed forever. But those who adapted quickly started delivery services, online ordering, and even selling their recipes as meal kits. Teachers who had never touched Zoom in their life suddenly became online education experts. It wasn't comfortable, but it was necessary. Life will always throw you surprises, economic recessions, technological shifts, market crashes, political changes, even personal challenges like health issues or family needs. If you can't adjust, you'll break under the pressure. But if you can bend, you'll survive and eventually thrive. Remember, adjusting your path is not the same as abandoning your dream. The destination can remain the same, but the route may change. Think of it like driving. If one road is blocked, a smart driver takes a detour instead of sitting in traffic all day. So when life changes, don't just stand there complaining. Shift your strategy, keep moving, and let flexibility be your superpower. The decision you make is only the starting point. Your daily habits will either build or destroy your future. You cannot say, I decided to be healthy and then eat cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You cannot say, I decided to be rich and then spend all your money on shoes. The small things you do every day, reading, networking, practicing skills, are the real builders of your future. Big decisions open the door, but daily discipline walks you through it. My friends, deciding your future is like planting a tree. The earlier you plant, the earlier you enjoy the shade. But even if you are late, the best time is now. When deciding your future, consider 1, who you want to become. 2, your strengths and your stretch points. 3, the problems you want to solve. 4, your own dreams, not borrowed ones. 5, the right timing, not too fast, not too slow. 6, the end you have in mind. 7, your values above your opportunities. 8, the right people to advise you. 9, flexibility for life's surprises. 10, the daily habits that will get you there. Decide wisely, commit fully, build patiently, and one day people will look at you and say, wow, you are lucky, but you will know in your heart it was never luck. It was a decision. Thank you.